Eddie's Funhouse. It's 104. I just made some hummingbird juice. I'm waiting for it to cool down. You're having pizza at 6 o'clock. Hello. Hello. Mrs. Doubtfire. Let's start off with some doing doing. So I guess everybody's okay except Juliet. On the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round, and they gazed in wild wonder at the joy they had found. The head nurse spoke up, said, "Leave this one alone." They could tell right away I was bad to the bone. Hurry on. The one with the Coca-Cola. The instrument is called a jaw harp. Hey, dude. Really? Your brother recommended my channel? Awesome. Keep it in the family. They can tell right away it was bad to the bone. 1,000 hearts before I met you. Or baby, before I am through. Well, that's cool. People are telling people about Eddie's Funhouse. I'm Eddie, and this is my Funhouse. The wind is up again today. You can hear it. The wailing wind. You got it right. Chill vibes. Chill vibes for a chill guy. The guy in the booty cap. I think a lot of birthdays are happening. This is like a picnic. We're having a picnic. Oh, cool. All right. Word's getting out, I guess. Today is Wednesday. The middle of the week. Remember that there was a commercial. Hello, Best Edits. Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse. There was a commercial about Wednesdays. It was a camel. He'd say, "Guess what day it is?" That's right. I wonder what happened to those commercials. After it's just Thursday and Friday, and then it's the weekend. Weekends were made for having fun. I've always wanted to go parasailing. Another picnic. That's right. It's springtime. Why be inside when there's all this? Why be inside? There's still a bunch of big black bees hanging around. Big black bees. They say bees aren't supposed to fly, but they do. It's the way they beat their wings. I can report you. I can supreme. Can I report you? Can supreme? Can. It's all about to be winter. Really? About to be winter? It's about to be spring. We're already in spring. I think April is when spring starts. Remember Alfred Hitchcock Presents? He came out with The Birds and Psycho. Good evening. I'm going to see if I can get some hummingbirds out here. I made hummingbird juice. And now wait, you have to boil it first. Not in my country. This is when winter starts, really. How long do your streams usually last? Until I run out of battery power. Or until I get hungry. When I start getting hungry, I end the live. Because I must eat. Wow, it's just been windy. Very windy. The past few weeks. You like my background? This is an actual background. I am really outside. Here and ready to do another awesome job. Oh, I didn't do the Muppet Show yesterday. By the way, thanks for subscribing to my channel. Well, thank you. Thank you for participating. I like it when there are participants. There we go, the Muppet Show. Hello, rock on. Rock on. Yo. This is not the greatest song in the world. This is just a tribute. Couldn't remember the greatest song in the world. This is just a tribute. He asked us, "Be you angels?" And we said, "Nay, we are but men. Rock on. Whoa, whoa. This is not the greatest song in the world. This is just a tribute." Hey, number one. Hey, number one. You're the Duke. You're the Duke. I like that scene. Snake Plissken, I thought you were dead. The only one in the chat. You're not the only one. You're never the only one. It's so good I have to play with my eyes closed. Just join some stuff. Oh, just doing some stuff. I'm a little concerned about Juliet. Juliet has joined almost every time, and now I don't see her at all. Seems like she just went poof. I don't want her to go poof. I don't want anybody to just go poof. Maybe she's working on a new channel. I really wish there was more streamers. Well, give it time. Except no substitute. Ask for it by name. Eddie's Funhouse. It's a place where you can have fun. It ain't nothing but a thing. Oh, I gotta... This could be so complicated. I got these at the supermarket. It's a snack pack. I got my snack pack. Hold and pull. There we go. This has peanut butter M&Ms. It is good. It's a party mix. P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta. It has bugles in it. Her name, yeah, Juliet. Like Romeo and Juliet. I'm just going to assume that everything's okay. Well, I can put off on the snacks. I can hear myself getting fatter. I can hear myself getting fatter. I hear the birds chirping. Chirp, 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 chirp. Chirp, 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 chirp. This is the afternoon. 1:19. Sounds like some construction is going on. you gotta hope, you gotta go. I do. I'd like to get more views. Why not? It's free. Eddie's Funhouse is free to view. It's the YouTube format or the YouTube platform. You're now standing on a platform. Yesterday we had some good conversation. Let's get some sun on my head. I don't need to always cover my grape. Cover your grape, they say. I can always rely on green tea. The flavor refreshes. Yep. It seems like Dallas and Hiram seem to be growing, and there's just a lot of construction going on, a lot of buildings going up. It's mostly gas stations. All these gas stations. Gas stations and car washes. Like we don't have enough of them. Our hospital, they built a hospital not too long ago. And there are more people here now than the hospital could handle. It's like they're busting at the seams. That's what happens when people just want to leave town and then they start another town. We're going to run out of space pretty soon. The planet Earth can only accommodate so many human beings. But what's funny is there's ghost towns. There's so many ghost towns. Homes that have been abandoned. And they say, that's the answer. We're going to build more homes. We're going to leave those abandoned homes, those empty homes, and we're just going to build more homes because we hate each other. We got to keep moving away from each other. We got to build more homes, more buildings, places where there were none. Ed Rants. That's what this is. Ed Rants. I can feel the sun. I think the ozone layer has fixed itself. Everybody was scared about the ozone layer. Now it seems like I don't feel the radiation from the sun. Hello, Super Shots. Welcome. It's another outside edition. It's springtime, why not? Where we could get all the oxygen before they cut down. Well, I'm glad there's trees around here. I'm surrounded by trees. They're giving me oxygen. Oh, a spam. You only have to say hi once and bye. You know what? That's the problem. There's so many streams going on. You get bored with one stream, you could just jump to another one. Why don't they do that with the radio? Instead of telling people what they can and can't have on the radio, why not just go to another channel? If somebody is saying some things that you don't want to hear, change the channel. Change the channel. That's what they do here on YouTube. They don't have to sit and whine about what's on a channel. If you don't like the content, you can go to another channel. My thing is that people want to change. They want to change everything. They want to be the guy who wrote the letter to so-and-so about so-and-so. They want to be that person. I wrote a letter. I didn't like what they said. I wrote a letter. I told them how I felt about it, about what they said. I mostly get bored at streams, but this one is one of the very rare channels that you actually stay and listen to. All right. I guess as long as I stay exciting, actually talk to people who are watching the live stream. I hear a lot about, I hear you're one of the, they say you're one of the streams that people actually, who actually read, they actually read the text. I'm one of those few people. Thank God for hats. My head would probably burst into flames if it wasn't for hats. When I took my hat off, I can feel the sun cooking my head. Karen, g'day! Some people I haven't seen in a while. In a while. A while can be a long time. Or it can be only a little while. I wish I lived in a lake house. You like my hat? All right. It's my sombrero. It's designed to keep the sun off of my whole head. I like this because the sun is not in my eyes. See, I can look here, and there's no sun in my eyes. I don't feel it cook in the back of my neck either. The world is a vampire set to drain. Secret destroyer, hold you up to the flame. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Someone would say what is lost can never be saved. That's right. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Hey, naughty nanny. Let me see how long people will watch. Like my channel says, you can't help but watch. You can't help but watch. What's he going to do next? Is he going to play the jaw harp? Is he going to sing a song? Is he going to actually talk to the people? Oh, the orange cat showed up today for a while. It could be a long while or a little while. Hello. Bye and then hello. I still believe that I cannot be saved. I still believe that I cannot be saved. In spite of my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. What would you do at a picnic? Hi, it's Ryan. Welcome. Welcome to my underground lair. Welcome to my underground lair. Say hello to Mr. Bigglesworth. Some things will make me angry, and when I get angry, Mr. Bigglesworth gets upset. And when Mr. Bigglesworth gets upset, people die. Look what you did to Mr. Bigglesworth. I wish you could see what I see. I see blue sky. I see leaves on trees. I breathe lots of oxygen. We'd be a lot healthier if we had more oxygen. There's a lot less oxygen on this planet than there was back in the 1700s, back in the 1600s. I wish I could see trees like that. The place I live is barely, yeah, I noticed that. It's like that Dr. Seuss cartoon about the Lorax. It's like a lot of people come by and they just don't care. They don't care about the environment until there is no environment, and then they just move on. They move on after there's no more resources. We got to move to where there's more resources because we suck the life out of everything. Go west, young man. That's what they said. Go west, young man. People get tired of each other. They group together and they suck the life out of each other, and then they decide to get into covered wagons so they could go somewhere else and hopefully survive the terrain. Terrain and the environment. Then they suck the life out of that, and then they get anxious and they move on. I like Canada and Alaska. Canada and Alaska. It's like untouched land. There's just people haven't eaten up the environment yet. 28 minutes. I wonder how long it will be before people will start getting their alerts. They should be getting alerts. They should be hitting the bell. Hit the bell. Like and subscribe. Come on. I noticed that a lot of my views are from non-subscribers. A lot of people are becoming aware. They're becoming aware of Eddie's Funhouse. Now that they're aware, they just need to participate. I'll be able to offer more than just a lawn chair outside. All I can offer right now is a lawn chair outside. On the lawn. With a jaw harp. Yep. People say life's too short. I keep hearing that. Life's too short. Life's too short. Then why does it last so long? Why does life last so long? I guess we're supposed to learn things. We learn. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn. Learn how to not destroy our planet. Destroy our surroundings, our environment. Stop hurting the environment. Stop hurting each other. That's why there's hell. Hell. We go through hell because we're stupid. We're basically stupid. Human beings are basically stupid. They do stupid things. They do things to each other, expect no consequence. Hello, Mike! The Nature Channel, that's right. Is it nature or nurture? I'm here to nurture. Let's nurture nature and see what happens. This is a perfect blend of green tea and lemon. I need one of those umbrellas. That's what I need. An umbrella. That'd be so cool. I have a table and a chair. Next, an umbrella. Is wise man knows that he may know nothing. That's right. Don't just assume that you've got it all figured out. I think mankind's greatest weakness is they try to understand everything. There's some things that that are just beyond our understanding. These brains are a created brain. It's designed to, I guess, remember the last time we went to the bathroom and what we had for breakfast, and how to, you know, when was the last time we fed our baby, you know. I think we spend too much time trying to figure things out. It's not that hard. Life is not that hard. There is something behind me. So this is Danria. There's something behind me. I'd be able to see it. I see all this back here, which is cool. I like the idea. I can look in this camera, and if somebody is behind me, I would see them right away. I think that's what few people, they get nervous when they hear that. There's something behind you. There's someone behind. Look behind you. And you wonder, is that a joke? Are they trying to play a joke on me? Is everyone doing okay? Everyone getting their oxygen? Oxygen and vitamin D? I'm absorbing vitamin D. Absorbing. Photosynthesis. Not just plants do that. There's a snail that doesn't have to eat. I was hearing about that. There is something behind you. What's even more creepy is there's something on you. Something is crawling on your arm. And just watch people react. I can hear the wind chimes. We have wind chimes. Right now it's 1:38. It's not too hot outside, so I can't go out. You can't go outside because it's not too hot. Oh, it's too hot. Okay, it's too hot. I can read good. Even in the shade sometimes, you try to seek refuge in the shade, and there is no refuge in the shade. I might have to do that. I might have to relocate. I can feel the heat. I guess we're at a lower elevation. When you get higher elevations, it's harder to breathe. Your body starts adjusting. It becomes more efficient at taking in oxygen. People don't get as tired because they have they're better at processing oxygen through their red blood cells. We all have a reason. How's everybody doing today? No, it's like seriously so hot that even the shades are hot and the air is warm, and your water bottles, yeah, they get warm. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, You think you're going to see, you think you're going to be okay in the shade, but even there it's hot. On a day like this, you've got the wind is blowing, but then you got to watch it because you're still being burned by the sun. You're still getting burns from the sun, even though your skin's cooled down by the air around you. When you go inside, you start to feel the heat that you just were exposed to. We sweat. We sweat. That's how we cool ourselves. Some animals don't sweat. They just have to go. Dogs have to pant. They can never take off their coat. Doggies can't take off their coat, and kitty cats and bunny rabbits. They're always covered in hair. That's why I think they like to dip in the water. Water's a good way to get cooled off. All right, I'm going to have to relocate. I'm here in direct sunlight, and I'm regretting it. Regretting the direct sunlight. I'm glad the house is where it is, because there's the southern sky, and that's usually where all the heat is. Rodolfo! Eddie, my ray of sunshine. Your ray of sunshine. I live in South Florida. I know all about it. Just add a lot more humidity. Yeah. Humidity. You start sweating a lot. Hold on, I'm gonna move over. I can feel I think it's because this black shirt was a bad choice. Whoa! I'm on a hill. I'm on a hill. I didn't realize. Wow. There. Hello, funny boy. Funny boy. Do you have a girlfriend? Good question. I don't have one. I gave a girl a lollipop today. There's this lady at the desk at the supermarket. That doesn't sound right, does it? Well, anyway, there's a lady about 10 years younger than me, and she looked like she was having a rough day, so I bought her a lollipop. And I said, here's a lollipop to brighten your day, and she said, thank you. So maybe I'll have a girlfriend soon. I am Steve. You are Steve? I just felt like, I've seen her a couple of times. When I go to the supermarket, this person who works, I think she's one of the managers. And she just needs to be cheered up, I guess. So I thought maybe get her a lollipop. Maybe that'll cheer her up. But then again, if she's got a boyfriend, he's not going to be happy about that. There we go. If I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't want some guy handing her a lollipop. That was your old channel, Funny Boy. There we go. I think we're okay now. We're in the shade, enjoying the coolness of the shade. If I ever get a girlfriend, I'll have to introduce her. Let me introduce to you my new girlfriend, my future ex-girlfriend. I didn't have a stellar childhood when I was growing up, so I think I grew not to trust people. I got to go to Disneyland a couple of times, but maybe should quit my. I feel like you would be those uncles I would run to and give a big hug. Aww. First I ran to you, now I run from you. Tainted love. Whoa. There we go. We're still outside. We're just in the shade. I'll be glad when I have the hummingbird feeder filled up. I can sit here and watch the hummingbirds come by. I'm seeing cardinals. I wonder where the robins have gone. There were so many robins. Cardinals, robins, and then other kind of songbirds. This yard looks flat, but there are so many hills. I am sitting on one of them. Girls used to refer to everybody, every female, used to call all females girls, but you can't do that anymore. People get the wrong idea. You can't just say, I handed a girl a lollipop today. Because they think it's like she's got a bow tie in her hair and a little, a little pep to her step. But when you say girl, you're usually talking about the girl, girls. Girls do the same thing. They say boys, boys. But they're not boys. They're bigger boys. They have beards and tattoos and piercings. I better be careful. Wow, this is so nice to just sit here. No worries. I like that concept. No worries. No worries. Don't worry about a thing. There are things we get used to and then we expect. I think that's what they mean by the law of assumption. The law of assumption. Just assume that everything is going to be fine. Well, I guess tax time has come and gone. I think yesterday was the tax time. Okay. Okay. Well, tomorrow's Thursday. Monday, my mom's going to be handed over to the medical professionals so that she will get her heart valve taken care of. Hopefully that will all go well. I think the hospital seems to be her home. She can't seem to get out of the hospital. That poor girl. That's her real home. Her real home is, I don't know. I've never seen somebody in the hospital as many times. It boggles the mind. I like to do more research into hypochondria or Munchausen's disease. Munchausen's. What's even worse is Munchausen by proxy. When they hurt someone else, like they have a kid, and they hurt the kid so that they can take him to the hospital. Some people hurt themselves so they can go to the hospital again and again. I mean, nurses, I've heard nurses say, "You're back again? You're back again? You fell again?" And it's like she'll sit there in her chair and she'll go, "I wonder what this is. I wonder what this is. I'm going to talk to my doctor about this. I'm going to talk to my doctor about this." It's like, relax, mom. Relax. Relax. Not, some things are just a boo-boo. You know, you get a boo-boo and it gets all better. You go from boo-boo to better. It's not a blood clot. It's not, like one time she just had a Charlie horse, which happens when you sit in a chair all day. She got a Charlie horse and she panicked. Yeah. And then they did her primary care. I think she's enabling that behavior. Oh, let's take a scan. Oh, let's take some blood work. And then it's like, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Let's take some blood work. Let's do a scan. Make sure you're okay. But she's my mom. She's my mom. Wow, somebody's really hurting that dog. I think that's what this will be. This will be my time to just take a deep breath. You know, she'll be in good hands for a week because they have to prep her. They have to do the procedure. They have to put in the new valve. That's the first time it didn't work because they tried to put a clip on her regurgitating valve, and that only made it worse. It raised her blood pressure, so they had to remove the clip. So now they're going to go into an experimental procedure that is supposed to correct her valve. They're going to go in and put this valve in. Experimental, I think the words they used. The first thing a hypochondriac seems to do is deny that they're a hypochondriac. That's the first thing they do, so you can't really treat the symptoms. That's the first thing I've noticed, that their defense mechanism is to say, "I'm not a hypochondriac." But then where do you go from there? They're not going to admit that they're a hypochondriac. You have to admit that you have a condition or a problem so you can work on getting out of it. I think some doctors are enablers. They confirm what the hypochondriac, is going, through their head. And I notice she gets kind of mad when the doctor tells her there's nothing, that she's okay. She's mad that the doctor doesn't know what they're talking about. That'd be interesting. I should do that. I should open a forum. Say, hey, could you talk to me about these mental conditions? Like people who worry a lot. I think I got the worry from my mom. I learned how to worry by watching my mom. And worry doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything but make you more tense, make you more anxious. It kind of screws up the law of assumption. The law of assumption is just, hey, today is fine, everything went well. So what makes you think tomorrow's not going to be just as fine and well? Everything went well, you didn't have a flat tire, you didn't break your leg, you didn't cut yourself, you didn't bump your head, you didn't get a letter in the mail saying your bill is past due. So what makes us worry? What makes us worry? I think it's bad information. Sometimes our brains give us bad information. It's a mental condition. We got to find out if it's clinical or psychological. Is it a clinical condition or is it psychological? It's funny how we can carry things from our parents, from our relatives. We can even carry concepts from, we can inherit behaviors. Also, when you get organ transplants, they say if you get an organ from another person, you start to take on their behaviors. You start to take on their habits, their behaviors, their cravings, the things they like to eat. So if you get a heart transplant from a person who is suicidal, you wind up being suicidal. It's like, how much of it is our fault? How much of our lives is our fault? You know, you could have had a heart transplant. If you want to get the nitty-gritty of life, watch Morbid Facts on YouTube. Morbid Facts. He tells a story about a guy who got I think a heart transplant from somebody who killed themselves, and then he wound up killing himself because he got a heart transplant from a suicidal guy, and he wound up. So it's like, is it a good idea to get a heart transplant if you're just going to shoot yourself in the head? I want to advertise, but I don't get paid to do it. I want to advertise. I want to tell people how good things are. But I want a huge paycheck. I want a big, fat paycheck every time I talk about a certain brand of honey baked ham or green tea or certain candy that I really like. I can tell them how much I like the candy and then get a fat paycheck. Comfort food. I'm so glad to see dragonflies. I'm so glad to see dragonflies because they eat mosquitoes. Dragonflies eat mosquitoes. They also eat flies too. They're voracious eaters. I like those praying mantises are voracious eaters. Praying mantis will eat a lizard, a hummingbird. That was horrifying. That was a horrifying video. Watching a praying mantis eat a hummingbird. This is my favorite snack. Party mix, a party mix. Wow, it's been an hour. 56 minutes. It's 2 o'clock, so 2, 3, 4, 5. It's probably 6 o'clock in the UK. Dragonflies. Dragonflies. I found the Peter Pan, what's it called? Peter Pan audiobook. I need to listen to more of it. They say the original Peter Pan story is a lot different than the Disney version. And I was interested in that. The original book. What happened to Michael Ved? First I ran from you, now I run to you. No, first I ran to you, now I run from you. Tainted love, whoa. I'd like to play a prank on my mom. Have everybody get together and tell her, yeah, yep, you're right. You're right. You got a condition. You can't have any more cotton candy. You can't have any more cotton candy. All the sugar, you can't have it because you have a condition now. You have to get your condition by not eating so much candy and sugar. There's another dragonfly. That's cool. It's like I'm speaking them into existence. It's really weird. I was out with one of my brother's friends. I was invited to a shooting range, and I saw a dragonfly, and I was reminded of the fact that they eat mosquitoes. You know what? Dragonflies eat mosquitoes. Now I'm seeing dragonflies. And I'm not seeing many mosquitoes. That's funny how one bug's diet can make life easier for you. If mosquitoes are on the menu, you have less mosquitoes. It's like, it's like that dragonfly knows I'm talking about. The hospital is her hobby. It's her hobby. The hospital and Walmart. So that's what I'll do. I'll just bundle it after her doctor's appointment. We'll go to Walmart and she could look for this protein drink that a nurse told her about. It's funny, she gets on these kicks. Her nurse will tell her, oh, you should drink this certain drink. It's good for you. And then she gets on the kick of drinking that drink, and then it kind of fizzles out. I think my mom is my hobby. My mom is my hobby. She can't be left alone for long. My mommy's my hobby. Watching her habits, her behaviors, her diet, her medications. She's become my hobby. My mom is my hobby. Yep. Walmart, primary care, and Tramadol. It's called Tramadol. It's an opioid. That's her three main things. Tramadol, doctor, and Walmart. That sums it up. I'd like for somebody to sit and talk about me for a while. When I'm not around, I would love to hear someone just sit down and talk about me for a while without me being here, and they just play it back. Jerry Lewis used to do that. Jerry Lewis would turn on a tape recorder and leave the room, and he would record what they would say, and sometimes it would be about him. I think you could really solve a lot of problems. It would make you very angry, but you'd have to listen to what they're saying. Yeah, Ed is kind of a know-it-all. He's a kind of a know-it-all. Or Ed is, he watches people, and then he comes up with his assumptions and his diagnoses. That's what I don't want to do, is diagnose. I just want to observe. I want to observe and just watch behaviors and diets and reactions. And then, because you can learn a lot about a person just by watching them. You don't even have to have a conversation with a person. Just watch them. If you're thinking about dating somebody, if you're thinking about moving in with somebody or marrying somebody, don't talk to them, just watch them. Watch how they treat other people and watch how they treat themselves. Watch them for a while and then just ask them no specific questions. Just watch how they react to things or how they respond to things, or if they respond to things. It's interesting. People can be very predictable, but very unpredictable. It's the ones that aren't predictable that we worry about the most, because we don't really know what they're going to do. Wow, dragonflies. They don't look like helicopters. They look like that Pink Floyd cartoon. I'm so glad this. It's weird. It's like I haven't seen dragonflies in a while, and now that I'm talking about them, I'm starting to see them. Every time I look up, I'm seeing a dragonfly. I wonder if they fight each other, like those betta fish. It seems like they're territorial. I'm watching this dragonfly. There are no other dragonflies. This one dragonfly is kind of patrolling the area. I'd like that to be my job. I'd like to just watch people and and document their behaviors. Try to see if I can spot certain or what do they call them? Conditions like OCD and control. Are they a control freak? Are they a narcissist? Are they way too pleasing? Are they a people pleaser? It's okay to be somebody who helps other people, but not to the point where you're self-destructing. And then how do you fix it? How do you treat it? Or do you kind of just let it happen, but make sure they're not really going all out to help other people? And if they help somebody, what do they want in return? Me, I like the feeling of helping somebody. It's kind of like servitors. I was learning about tulpas, servitors. It's this creature that you create, and you give it a job, and you give it a personality, I guess. I think that's where these, like in the Hindu religion, you've got all these different gods. Each god serves a purpose, and there are so many of them. Like, when did we become aware that we can just create a servitor and interact with it and then end its life? You have to end its life, they say, when you create a servitor. You have to find what it feeds on. Does it feed on your appreciation? Yeah, destroying thought forms, like self-destruction. I like to learn that. I think before you start creating servitors, learn how to destroy your thought forms. The ones you've created already that are screwing up your life. Destroy all this. Just say, today I am canceling all of my thought forms. I am now canceling all of my thought forms. Create a ritual. Do a ritual where you are stopping. First of all, stop what they're doing, and then phase them out. That way you don't have these. It's like Carl Jung. He said that you must make your unconscious conscious, or it will run your life and you will call it fate. So maybe we're not conscious of these thought forms that are screwing up our lives. We have to cancel them. Just say, okay, every thought form that is not serving me, that is not helping me, I need to have them stop what they're doing and phase out, or fade away, or die, or whatever, and say, okay, now I want to heal faster. I want to be aware when someone else is creating a problem. I need to be aware when I'm creating a problem, or when someone else is creating a problem, and I want the power to stop it. It's windy. Everyone knows it's windy. Everyone knows it's windy. Also, those psychic vampires? Usually psychic vampires are family members or the people that are closest to you. They know how to pull your energy away from you. They know how to do it. And we're so, you know, we're so passive when it comes to our family members. Because we're taught we have to love them, we have to care for them, we have to care for each other. But when they become a psychic vampire and they're pulling your energy out of you, making you age faster, and you're not able to just enjoy your life without them being a narcissist and a self-centered control freak. It's like, I'm not going to let you suck my energy, you energy sucker. I will put up a barrier. I need to put my energy resonation balloon. Resonant energy balloon, that's what they call it. Resonant energy balloon. You picture the number 10 with a bright circle around it, and then you take a deep breath and blow out, and it activates your resonant energy balloon, and it protects you from the energy of others. That is awesome, those dragonflies. They are like, they are aerial acrobats. They're flying around, and they're not just flying around, they're hunting. They're swooping down and grabbing other insects. Therapy. Talk therapy. Let's settle in for let's have some talk therapy. That'd be nice. It'd be like having a week to just reevaluate, not be distracted by another person. I should do that. Like day one. Monday will be day one. Tuesday will be day two. And I can just cancel all my thought forms that I've created throughout my life. Cancel them. It's like, there's so much we're doing just naturally. We're doing so much naturally. I don't think there's need for any specific kind of ritual we have to do. We just, because we're creating all the time. I think that's what it is. We need to grab hold of the sails, the rudder, the steering wheel, or whatever. Just make sure that we stay on the course. It's like when you get these apps on your phone and it says agree, allow, agree, allow. I think that's what we need to do, is agree that we're going to have a good day and allow ourselves to have a good day. Agree, allow. That's a good way to navigate life. Say, I agree that life is easy. Life works itself out. And then hit allow. Allow your life to be easy and to work itself out. We're struggling because we think we have to struggle. That's what I keep coming to this conclusion. You know, we agree that we need to struggle. We don't need to struggle. We just need to let our reality manifest hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month after month. Everything else is like, is it coming in from outside? Did I create that, or did somebody else create that? And then how do I stop it if it's somebody else creating that? How do I, or make it work to my advantage? I think if you create a servitor, you need to document it. If you're going to create a servitor, document it, give it a birthday and a death day, give it a job, and then once that job is completed, don't forget about it, because then it'll start ticking on a life of its own. That's basically what we are, I think. We exist in the mind of the all. So if I am here, it's because God is thinking about me. God is thinking there has to be an Ed, and Ed has to uh, do what he can to help people around him and do little to destroy himself. And what else? It'd be interesting to get into the mind of God and say, okay, he's thinking of me, and now what is his intention? Am I messing up God's intention? I am a servitor that God had in mind. Now, what did he have in mind when I came into existence? And I am self-aware, so I must have a part of the Creator in my head. I think I need to realize that I'm having a dream. I'm having a dream, and I am having a dream. And I need to or figure out how to make this dream work to my advantage. Like when you're aware that you're having a dream, you can do things in that dream. You can change your situation. But then when you start imagining, like you imagine there's a tree, you're standing in a field and there's a tree off in the distance, and you walk up to that tree and you touch that tree. What does the bark feel like? What does it feel like to touch that tree that you walked up to? And it's interesting. It's like you are experiencing that reality. So maybe did we fall asleep? Or did we just start daydreaming? And then we started experiencing that daydream. And then we got trapped in that daydream, thinking that it's permanent. That's what I think the Matrix is. The Matrix is us experiencing our senses, and then we believe in what we're experiencing, and then it becomes very real to us. And we can become, the Egyptians talked about that. If you read the Kabbalion, or if you're interested in the Kabbalion, or the Kybalion or Kybalion, it talks about that. You can be trapped in your experience. I think that's what this is. And we are immortal. We are immortal, but we think we are mortal, so we keep playing that role. And when we play a role, and actually believe in it, we commit to that role, and it becomes even more real. Like certain people who get cancer, they overcome it. They don't die from the cancer. And some people, they die from the cancer. I think it's because other people tell them. Some guy in a white coat says, guess what we found? I think that's what they do. They get inside of our heads, and we're agreeing. We're agreeing to their diagnosis. We agree to their diagnosis. I keep thinking about the placebo effect. The placebo effect, they give you a pill, and they tell you this pill is going to cure your jock itch or whatever, or cure your whatever you've got, and you feel fine after you take that pill because you agreed that this pill is going to change your condition. And then when they tell you, oh, it was a placebo, and then it shuts off your manifestation because you realize that's your nocebo. Your nocebo is saying, this was a sugar pill. It was all in your head, your condition. But then again, there's what's in your head, what's in another person's head. You know, if you agree, and I think that's where the matrix is created. We, we, we collectively agree that there is some kind of thing you got to watch out for, crime or whatever. But I'm sitting here and I'm not a victim of any crime because I only know what's in my head. And I haven't agreed to somebody else, to what somebody else is thinking or believing. I noticed that. I had no heart problems. I had no heart problems until I moved in with my mother. I was healthy. I remember being healthy when I was running around in California, enjoying the outside, the environment. No heart problems. I would go to the doctor, because I had, you know, something I thought was a rash. And the doctor says, no, there's nothing wrong with you. Okay, cool. I'm healthy. The doctor's telling me I'm healthy, and I agree that I'm healthy. I would run into stuff like that. I'd look at my skin, or I'd look at a bump somewhere, and maybe I got that from my mom. Maybe I got that, it's like, oh, this is a bump. What is it? What is it? What is it? And I need to have a doctor tell me there's nothing wrong with me. And I go, okay. But then as soon as I moved here, suddenly I show up to work and I've got a heart problem. Is that sympathetic magic? Is that, because again, we're more empathetic to our relatives. We're more likely to have what our relatives have because we're basically the same DNA with different variations, I think. And I noticed that, my vision. Okay, my mom had glasses all her life. And I never needed glasses. For years and years, up until my 40s, all through my 40s, I never needed glasses. And then I start living in the same house with her. Suddenly my vision, I need glasses all of a sudden. Is this psychoschematic? Suddenly now I need glasses because I spent some time with my mom, and subconsciously I absorbed that I'm supposed to have glasses. It's like multiple personality disorder. You know, each personality has a condition. You ever watch Split? When they go into that, each personality can have be allergic to a bee sting, and the other personality has no allergy to bee stings, or obsessive compulsive disorder. The other personality that the person has doesn't have that. So it's like, okay, did something like that, something that I assumed in my subconscious is manifesting in, because there's some days where I can look around and I don't need glasses until I get into the car. And then I realize suddenly I can't see when I get in the car. That's when I can't seem to see well. But when I'm up and walking around, looking around the house, getting things ready, I can see well, and then suddenly I need my glasses. Maybe I need more hypnotherapy. Get in there to my subconscious and say, look, you're healthy. You don't need to agree to not being healthy. It's crazy, like personality traits. I'll start to take on the personality traits of a person that I like and admire, and I suddenly realize that I'm starting to act like the person that I just spent time with. It's like, what's my personality? Personality walk, personality talk, personality smile, personality. I like that rubber tree plant. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant. It's like possibilities if you think about that. They think the ant can't. And then, whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Apparently, the ant can. There's the train, the sound of the train. I keep seeing that same girl, that same, she looks to be about 14. She keeps walking like she's going somewhere. Like maybe she has a neighbor she's visiting. Some people walk just to walk, but this girl has a destination. I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her that she's gotten out of the house. They say walk like that. Walk like you're going somewhere. If you don't want to be bothered or mugged or victimized, walk like you're going somewhere. Walk like you've got a place to go and you need to be there. Don't just, oh, you know, don't just wander aimlessly. Because then people kind of read that. People say, oh, this person's kind of lost. Don't make eye contact. Just point your nose in the direction you're going. There's much to be said about body language. 15 likes. Two people are watching, but there are no chats. Some people do like to listen. I've noticed that. It's like they're not chatting. They're just like they're engaged in something. Packing, folding, I don't know. Driving down the driving down the avenue. This is what I need. I need this. I need to just sit here and not have to do anything. Because that it messes with my psyche. When I have to be somewhere, and I have to make sure my mom gets somewhere, make sure that we get her a wheelchair or get her one of those carts so she can drive around in Walmart. That's a bit of anxiety when you show up and she's got to stand there with her cane while you. Because everybody who needs one of those carts seem to show up at the same time. They can't be on a schedule. They're on a schedule, all right. They're just on the same time frame. We show up at 1 o'clock and they all show up at 1 o'clock and they all need a cart, and mom's standing there with her cane, and I have to watch and wait for somebody to just get off that cart so she can be on that cart. In Japan, they have these little things that guys can do while the lady is off shopping. They have these chairs that you sit in with like a video game or a TV. What a great idea. They say women account for most of the spending. Most of the spending is what women are into. Makeup, handbags, shoes. That's what you got to do. If you want to make a lot of money, make things that women like. Sell things that women like. But then they're notorious for returning stuff. I see so many women will just buy things because they're on that high, and then they're back at the customer service desk. I need to return this. They like the thrill of spending money. They like the thrill of spending money, but then once that's over, once the novelty wears off, they have this thing that they just bought, and they don't want it anymore because the novelty of buying the thing wore off. Now they don't like what they have that they pulled off the rack and bought. So they buy it so they get their money back so they can go and buy something else. It's like a hunter. They go out to obtain. That's what you got to do. But then say all sales are final. So all sales are final. I wonder how it would affect them. Say, sorry, you bought that shawl, you bought that coat, you know, all sales are final. Oh, okay. But then they'd probably find a friend to give it to. Regift. That's what older people do. They regift. You get something for an old person, they just put it in a box and say, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday. And it's like something that you saw laying around the house is now your birthday present. That's what they did in the Depression, I guess. They didn't have money to go buy gifts, so they just said, "Oh, I think Charlie will like this. Susie would love this. She always looks at it and admires it." There she is again. She's walking in the same direction. I guess. Oh well. Yeah, she's probably just making some laps. I think that's what it is. Yeah, she's just concerned for her health. She's making laps around the block. Oh, it's nice to sit outside. More people are watching YouTube phones. I've noticed that when I look at my when I look at my analytics, I'll say, it'll say, this many people watched on their phones. This many people watched on their pads. That poor lady, my mommy, they always have to stick her with needles. When she goes to see her primary care physician, she wants blood work, and she's a hard stick. She's what they refer to as a hard stick, so they have to stick her a few times in order to get the blood they need to do her tests. And it's like, and it's the insurance companies, the doctors must love her because it's like she's a shoe in. The doctors go, oh, here she comes, cha-ching. Oh, she's got an ache. She's got, I don't know. I don't think I could handle being a doctor. I don't think I could handle it. I wasn't that good at customer service either. I was usually, put back in the nursery, with all the plants, because some customers really liked me working at the register, the front register. They trained me to be a cashier. I guess that's a starting job. Starting job is cashier, and then they move you out onto the floor, putting things on the shelves, or they put you in pricing. I kind of like pricing because there was no heavy lifting. All you had to do was put price tags where where the coffee is. You have this stack of tags, and you're in the aisle with the coffee, and you're putting these price tags, and you have to print out and stick together all these tags, all these stickers, lots and lots of stickers. You stand there in an aisle and you're putting the stickers where all the coffee is, or cheese, or meats. I notice people in the UK like to be up really late. I've noticed that. I'll do a stream and they'll say, it's 12 o'clock here. It's 2200 or whatever. But here it is, it's 6 o'clock there, probably 7 o'clock. Right now it is 2:41. Is that a woodpecker? It's a pretty big woodpecker. dove just landed. What a spiritual experience. It's like that dove is listening to me. See if you can zoom in. Dove. There's a dove there. And it's just chilling. It keeps moving out of the shot. There we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The dove. This is what it sounds like when doves cry. Oh, Dove Patrol. Dove, it softens your hands while you do the dishes. It hasn't gone anywhere. There we go. There you go. Dove and flute music. Sorry. guess the dove is just settling in. Look how safe it looks. It looks like it feels safe. I'm out of battery power. 97%. Look at that birdie. It's so calm and peaceful. Hello, birdie. Hello. That's cool. It just landed there and kind of snuggled into the grass. Let's see how much we can zoom in. I guess that's it. That's as far as it goes. Birdies. It's a birdie. It's a little birdie. That's so unusual for a bird to just sit like that. Usually they land and they pick up a few seeds and fly away. Well, I guess I gotta go get my battery pack. That's what I'll do. I'll go get a battery pack. I gotta have to disturb that peaceful bird. I hate to do that. I hate it. That's so cool. That bird just made itself at home. I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna go get... I think that's what happened. Maybe the chat stopped. Oh well, it's time for a refresh.